The Denver Nuggets defeated the Los Angeles Lakers 108 to 106. This was a game that was like a heavyweight fight. Both teams threw punches throughout the game. It went back and forth. There were a bunch of lead changes. Every time you thought the Nuggets got the lead and it seemed like they had a little bit of momentum and they would pull away, the Lakers came back storming and would hit a barrage of shots to take back the lead. So it was just going back and forth. At one point in time, I actually thought the Lakers were going to steal this game. So the Nuggets were very resilient towards the end too, not to wither away during the situation where the Lakers were making those runs. They got through it. To me, the biggest X factor for the Nuggets tonight was Jamal Murray. This guy was questionable to play before the game. I think he had a calf strain or something. Those injuries are a pain to deal with, and he just gutted it out. Just you gotta give him credit. They needed all of his 32 points to win this game. Literally all those points to win. And he was big in the fourth quarter. He had a moment where he dunked the ball on LeBron. He hit some other tough shots in that fourth quarter, but his biggest shot was the final shot to put the Nuggets ahead of the Lakers with like 3 seconds left, where he dribbled, he pulled up for a pull-up shot in Austin Reeves' face with Anthony Davis trying to lunge right at him. So credit him for hitting that big shot and helping his team advance. Jokic, like always, had a great game, 25, 20 points. Nice. I will say this, his turnovers were pretty bad in this game. The Lakers stripped him of the ball like several times. They had something figured out, I felt, when they were stripping him like 4 or 5 times when he drove into the paint. That strategy worked for a period of time, but he was able to correct the ship and get it together. Now, if I'm the Nuggets, I would be concerned with KCP because he was limping after an ankle injury in this game. Hopefully, with the time off, he'll be ready for game one of the series against the Timberwolves. They'll definitely need him to be healthy for that series. Now, I'll say this, LeBron did play great in this game. He had 30 points, 11 assists, 4 steals. I felt like this was like his last stand game where he tried to go down fighting and swinging, and I'll give him that credit. He actually went down swinging. He played valiantly hard. Just he wasn't able to lift his team to victory. I think in this type of game you have no margin for error, to be honest. Like, I think LeBron did miss 2 crucial free throws down the stretch of the game that could have made a difference. I think you have to be perfect when you're facing a team like the Nuggets. And the Lakers, what really bit them in this game was their free throw shooting. 66% from the free throw line, 18 of 27. You're not going to win many games when you're shooting below 70% as a team from the free throw line. That, to me, really killed the Lakers. I would also say the Nuggets getting key offensive rebounds down the stretch also harmed them. So that's something they'll have to think about this summer, but they were never going to win this series. I had the Nuggets before the series winning Game 5. I remember making a video about this, so you could check that for a reference. But I think the Lakers should not get delusional about this series, that because every game was close, that they're actually a great elite team, because they're not. They lied to themselves last year with that thinking, and I don't think they should go into this offseason with that thinking. To be honest, they have some tough questions to ask themselves this summer. I don't think they should keep LeBron, to be honest. I don't see them winning with him going forward. He is getting old. Well, he's old already. He's going to turn 40 years old. And with the team they have around him, I don't think they can win, to be honest. I would also say Anthony Davis is injury prone. That's another issue with them going forward. Now, they finished this year with a 7th seed. I think last year there was a 7th seed, if I'm not mistaken. So back-to-back years of being a 7th seed, that's not really good for a team. I know people can look at last year's playoff run and think like they could pull it off again, but that run was fluky. It's very hard to go on a deep run when you're a seventh seed. It rarely happens in NBA history. And also to win a championship is even more difficult. Only one team has won a championship when they were not the top four seed, and that was the Rockets back in '95 as the sixth seed. The Lakers have a lot of tough questions to ask themselves because I don't think they even have draft picks the next few years. So they're put in a terrible spot, but I don't see LeBron ever winning a title with his current Lakers team. Heck, I don't see LeBron winning a title for the rest of his career. That it's pretty much over for him. Anthony Davis is also injury prone. I don't see him doing great things being a number one guy on any team. I think he's suited to be a number two or even a number three at this point in time in his career, just due to him being injury prone. You just can't rely on him as your number one guy. So the Nuggets ended the Lakers season for the second year in a row. I'm thinking Jamal Murray is going to be a villain among Laker fans. Same with Jokic. Just they've been owned by his team 2 years in a row. It's rare when the Lakers get owned as a franchise, knowing the history of their franchise. That I can't think of a team that's eliminated them 2 years in a row in recent history. Last time I remember that happened was the Phoenix Suns during the mid 2000s. So it's been a while since they've been owned that many times. Yeah, that's all I had to say about this.